Today, I'm going to teach you something that fighters don't recognize till later on in their career. All right, and I'm a victim of that actually. I haven't learned this technique since till after 5 years of my training, and it's the finer details that really count in fighting when you get competent at the basics. I've been training with lightweight UFC Evan Elder just to polish a lot of the things that I do and to have him teach me some of the things that I don't know because he is at that highest level at the UFC, the top 1%. So there's details that he knows to fine tune all my technique and everything I do with my kickboxing. And today I'm going to be showing you the one technique which makes it easier to get to the head. What's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to Sicat Kickboxing Club. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, like this video, only if you're getting value out of it. Share this with anyone that wants to learn the art of kickboxing. You could bring true value to, let's spread it like wildfire. You could bring true value to your friends, your family, and yeah. Also, listen to my podcast. It's a great podcast. I'm 80 episodes deep now. Thank you. And you can learn a lot from it. I have high-level martial artists that I speak with, to practitioners, to hobbyists from all different martial arts disciplines. So it's not just kickboxing, although I do talk about a lot about kickboxing, but they all are interconnected. So you check that out. I'll click the show links down below. All right. And also sign up for my email list, guys, on chrissicat.com to get the latest news on the podcast and the kickboxing channel. All right, let's get right into it. All right, guys. So this is crazy to say, okay? But I want to be very transparent with you that along in my journey, this one technique with the body that I'm going to show you changed the whole game for me. And I was already pretty much about over 5 years into my journey before I started figuring this out. That's why I trained with the likes of high-level UFC fighters so that I could get that knowledge, so that I could use it myself and then test it myself and then teach it to my clients and my students and then teach it to you guys, all right? I'm always constantly improving. So the one thing I want to teach you guys is that far too often, we always try to go for that knockout punch. And this relates to self-defense. Now, I understand because we watch a lot of boxing and combat sports and, you know, mass media. We love the UFC and kickboxing and all that. So we're constantly looking for that knockout. But what others don't realize is that those high-level fighters or even intermediates or amateurs are actually probing, all right, to go for that knockout punch. And what I mean by probing is that all it is that they're trying to go for fakes, they're trying to go for feints, which are fakes, to make them freeze, and they're doing that to make someone freeze so that they stop literally moving, all right? And today, I'm going to show you the body shot, but I'm gonna show it to you the right way. Now, I know what you're thinking when you say, oh man, body shot, what do you mean? All you have to do is go to the body. No, that's where I wanted to train with, get personal training with high-level fighters so that they could show me the finer details. And these details are game changers. Now I'm gifting it to you guys, okay? From one fighter to another. So the most important aspect to know about what I'm gonna teach you, if you could take anything out of this video, is the level change. It's the base that you have when you level change. Number one, all level change means is that you're literally changing levels, right? Like an elevator. So if I was standing straight up like this, right? Then look, I'd just bend my knees and I'll go back there and show you. I'll just bend my knees, boom. And the reason why I don't bend my knees too often, which I've talked about in my other videos, is that because you're susceptible now to knees, they could go with a downward elbow and really hurt you. Being in close combat is very, very uncomfortable, especially if you're not trained. Heck, even if you are trained, it's still uncomfortable because you're in that red zone, you're in that fire zone, you're close quarter combat. I've always talked about often when you do self-defense that being I'm gonna try to get as close to you as much as I can. Number one, it's psychological, as I just mentioned, because it is uncomfortable to be close and it leaves you vulnerable. Number two, I want to use my close quarter weapons, okay? But besides the point, now, if you take anything out of this video, it's this, and have a good base. I'm gonna go through this very thoroughly because, like, I can say have a good base and then you'll do this right straight up, but you have to know the science of it first. First, your spine has to be aligned with your going down from your neck to your hip, all right, all the way down to your tailbone. So when I say that, when you change levels, right, if you're tipping over like this, look at your spine. You do it yourself right now. I'll give you a second. Got it? Okay, good. So over here, look, if I tip over my head, and we all know that wherever my head goes, I'm going. Wherever my eyes are looking, I'm going. So have a good base, look straight forward to who you're fighting. I'm gonna say that again, okay? Look straight forward to who you're fighting. A lot of beginners especially, and even a lot of intermediates, when they shift levels and then they'll do this. Look, I'm sure you've seen this before. They're dipping their head down and it's like they're throwing a haymaker, trying to throw that lucky shot, praying and hoping that something lands. But that's not how it goes. If you're fighting someone as experienced as you are, the same at your level, well, they're gonna know that. And throwing haymakers and not looking the direction, that's a disaster. That's just kind of like driving a car and not looking where you're going. Seriously, it's the same concept. I know that it's hard to get hit in the face, but this is fighting. And again, the more confident that you get in your defense, the more that you get used to that. So back to it, your spine has to be aligned, so it has to be straight, right? Even when you slip this way and slip this way, look, my spine is still straight, and look, I'm not going here. Because if I go here and a fighter sees that, that means he smells blood in the water. So if he pushes my head down, and this is synonymous in wrestling too, is that they break my posture and then I'm off balance and then I'm tipping all over the place. They're pushing me around in the tight clinch. They're kneeing me. That's why you have to have a good base, head up like this, and then your spine will align. Okay, keep that in mind. That's the most important point in this video. So now, when I shift, guys, this is coming straight from Evan. Okay, when I shift, I used to shift way over here because I started with boxing. Boxers can do that because there's all these elements that they don't have to worry about in the sport, in the competition of boxing. Like, say, they don't have to worry about knees, they don't have to worry about elbows, but we do as kickboxers. So if I elevate all the way over here, well, boom, boom, that knee is coming, okay? So when I do this, my spine is aligned, just a minor shift, okay? Just a minor shift. Look, when I go here, it's just a minor shift with my knees bent as well. I'm gonna show you guys here. Look, that's a slight bend in the knee. It's not much. It's not. It's this. Because a lot of wrestlers, they'll go all the way down, right? Because they gotta protect from, you know, double leg and single legs. But in kickboxing, it's just slight, again, because you don't want to get hit in the face with a knee or a punch. So now when you got the base down, when you're low here, take it step by step, and then shift your weight when your spine is aligned. Now you could go for heavy punches. Don't like go here, shift your body all the way, and then generate that power from all the way over here, okay? Like a boxer. This is kickboxing. Again, you'll put yourself in danger if you do that because you're doing a big body dexterity move, okay? So I'll show you on the bag. So I'll show you here first. What I like to do is here, and look, my spine is still aligned. Look, I'm not off base, right? And look, boom, 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 boom. You see that? It's not this. It's not this, guys. It's too much of a drastic movement, especially to stay down there changing levels when you're that up close. They have time to counter back to you, which is bad news when you're in that close. Again, the knee, I made a big mistake with this because when I shifted down, I got hit with a knee and it cut me open. So I don't want that to happen to you guys. So I'll show you on the back to demonstrate. So here, bend the knee just a little bit. See, you notice it's not a big shift. And then look. Notice how my base is still aligned. Look, it's not big movements. Base, spine, along with my whole body, not tipping over, not tipping over. You can shift a little bit, just as long as you have a good foundation. All right. So, all right, guys. Again, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share this with anyone that wants to learn the art of kickboxing. It really helps the algorithms reach more people to share this beautiful art. All right. And also listen to the podcast. I promise you, self-development is a big part of fighting. Okay, it requires discipline, it requires persistence, it requires consistency and reps. And that's what the podcast is about. It's self-improvement along with tips and tricks for your martial arts journey. Not only with kickboxing, but everything else. From high-level UFC fighters to intermediates to hobbyists to your everyday practitioners. All right? So guys, I'll see you on the next one.